Mr. X with the Extreme channel here, and today we are doing 3 different reviews. The first 2 are brand new pieces we added to the Extreme collection, and they're kind of sister pieces, even though one, actually I guess a droid is genderless, aren't they? I guess he can identify whatever he wants to. But anyway, and one is a sell-off piece, so if you see me wearing the same stuff, first of all, this is one of my favorite sweatshirts, but that's what's going on there. And this is going to be a little bit of a different review because it's not going to take very long because it's tiny. It's not what she said. Mr. X with the Extreme channel, and we have a brand new addition to the Extreme collection. This is Star Wars Episode 14. What does that mean? That means it is the 14th Star Wars piece we've added to the Extreme collection, and I'm really excited. I didn't intend to buy this piece, but here's a little bit of background that you're actually going to hear in another video too. So if I've already aired that one, just fast forward this and go through it. I was at Galaxy's Edge Disney World a few weeks ago, and I saw the Rey premium format in person, and I was really impressed. So I started looking on eBay, and someone sold this and Rey together, and I ended up getting them $200 and change below retail. This piece retails for $285 from Sideshow Collectibles. Sideshow made 400 of these. Sorry, I don't know where I got 400 from. 1,400 of them, and they did something really unique they normally don't do. Sideshow traditionally makes an exclusive version and a collector's version. The exclusive version has some additional prop or switch out. They made 700 of each. Usually the edition size in the exclusive is much less. That wasn't the case. Here's the difference between the collector's and the exclusive. The collector's front plate on BB-8 has a closed door, like you see here. The exclusive has his little thumbs up flamethrower extended arm. It obviously does not produce real flames. Otherwise, this piece would be over the top. This is what they call a premium format. That's their fancy words of saying it's a quarter scale. It's 1/4 the size of what it would be in real life. As I said, I got him and Rey together, which Rey's going to be another piece I reviewed today on a separate video. And I didn't intend to get him, but it was just such a good deal, and they kind of go together with all the new sequels that are out there. It's an interesting piece. I don't think it's worth $300. I think there's some design issues that we're going to talk about, and I feel like it's not very well made. However, there's some really good things about it. So let's get measurements on him. As you see, he's very, very small. For exact measurements, go to Sideshow's website, but the tip of his antenna is 9 inches, his width is about 5.5, and obviously his depth is about the same. And there's a lot of things going on here with the concept and design. We're going to probably spend more time on the design than we will the paint and sculpt, which is rare, both for good reasons and bad reasons. But conceptually, he is on sand, kind of like the beginning of, I'm trying to remember the title of it. God, I'm drawing a blank. The Force Awakens. Yeah, kind of the beginning, you know, Jakku, the planet Jakku, when he escapes from the Empire and he first meets Rey, he's in a sand, kind of like Tatooine. It's a very sandy planet. So he's on the sand here, and he is just, there's not much to him. He's sitting there. You have the option to display him with or without the thumbs up. He's just sitting there. Yeah, so conceptually, there's not really a lot to it. I told you when, yeah. I didn't tell you that would. I'm so out of it. Now I'm just mammering. I probably just got a thumbs down. Give me more. It helps my channel. But design-wise, let's talk about that because there's tons going on here. So first I want to talk about some design flaws. First, he is inserted in a peg, and he won't go all the way down. So there is a noticeable gap on the bottom no matter what I do. And I don't know if that's this particular piece or all of them. And I don't want to push too hard because it might break. So that's one design issue. I think the other big design issue is his antenna barely sit in there. So see, they fall out really easy. And that is definitely a flaw. Of course, you're generally not touching these too much. Now, one nice thing Sideshow did do, is they included spare antennas of both of them, of both of these antennas, and we'll get some close-ups later. So you have 2 of each just in case. Another interesting thing about the design is he has light-up features. So his bottom takes AAA batteries, and the top takes the small silver ones like the CR23. I don't know if that's the exact model, but kind of like watch batteries. And you have 2 different ways to turn them on. They actually have on and off switch is underneath them, but then they have sensors on the side that actually light them up. And I'm trying to remember where they're at. I just kind of touch it all over. Yep, and eventually it turns on. Now my top doesn't light up that bright, and it could be because the batteries that came with it are dying, so I don't really know, but here's a picture of it lit up. So I think that's a nice feature. Another design feature is his head is magnetized, kind of like if you have the BB-8 droid, the remote control one for the kids. I have that too. It's magnetized, so you can actually display it a few different places. And technically, if you don't do the thumbs up, you could actually display it on the side, which is very true to BB-8 conceptually, as he can move his head around. Here, let me show you just a few different. So I do like that option. Also design-wise, something that's pretty clever is this little gate that opens is magnetized, and you actually use the magnet in here to open it up. For example, let me pull this guy out. So it's sitting there flush, and then the antenna will probably fall out. That doesn't always work, especially when you're on camera, I guess. I think I pushed it in too hard. That's what she said. Well, she wouldn't say that. He might say that. There we go. So that's kind of neat, just a different way to do it. It kind of reminds me of Hot Toys 89 Batman has a similar feature. Use a magnet to open up some of the stuff. So some stuff going on with the design, a little bit different. One other thing too, I'm going to talk about this in the Ray review. The sand in here is a different color than the Ray sand, and I think that's a failure because these are kind of meant to go together. It could just be the batch or the coloring process, or who knows. Now let's dive into the paint and sculpt, and this won't take very long. As I said, there's not really a lot to go on, and most of BB-8 is the same. But I think they did do a great job on the base. The sand looks really cool. Here's some close-ups. The sand looks like real sand. It reminds me quite a bit of XM Studios Sandman. Very cool. Some grainy texture to it. The texture, you can see it more than you can feel it. You can feel it a little bit, but not like you can in XM Sandman. Different flow to it, and I like how small it is, that it doesn't take up much room. Then let's take a look at the different sides of BB-8 here. Very accurate. I haven't verified for sure. He's dirty. There's that black paint, faded paint on top of the white and the orange and the silver. There's not really a lot to him. Obviously, pretty easy to make. He's completely smooth for the most part by all these gray gates. It is kind of a different aspect of it, so you can feel the bump in there, but there is no texture to him at all. Then here's some more close-ups of his little thumbs up lighter. It is a neat feature. And I think in the pictures on the website, they actually show it blowing fire. So that's kind of a bait and switch, but if you thought this would actually blow fire, then Lord help you. And then here's the close-ups of his antenna I was talking about. Just little pieces of plastic. Both of them here. And some close-ups of him on top, his what we always think of as his eye or his face. The silver dome cap on top. So kind of a weird review. There's not really a lot I can say. I mean, you just look at it and you kind of figure out what's going on. But awesome companion piece. If you want to see what he looks like next to Rey, stay tuned for when that review drops. So I guess I am dropping this one first. But neat little piece. Now I kind of feel like I want an R2. But I'm waiting for a good Luke. I don't like any of the Lukes that have come out. Let me know which Star Wars piece you think has never been done good yet. I also think that there's going to be another BB-8 that comes out with Episode 9 releasing here in the next few months. Actually, I don't know when this will air, so it could have, for all I know, it could have released already. But I really appreciate you guys watching. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Please go check out my other 13 Star Wars statues, soon to be 15 with Rey. And I have at least 2 or 3 more coming in that I know for sure, and I may make more impulse buys like this. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care.